What's up, guys? It's Brian from Hashware Hub. It's about 9:46 p.m. Eastern Time, April 11, 2018. And we got a brand new trading video to you. So if you're new to us, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And also, don't forget to like and comment to the video. So even if you're not new to us or you are new to us, whatever else it is, be sure to like the video and also comment the video. We are on DTube and Steemit, so please check us out there, and an upvote would be greatly appreciated. I've been asked many times, where could donations be sent, and I toiled with this for quite a bit, and I spoke to a lot of people. And I really didn't want to put something out there, but I did a little research today of what other people are doing, as far as other people that are in my seat, and they all leave an address somewhere. So this is not me asking for anything at all. It's not me asking for anything at all, but I will be including an address, or maybe a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin addresses at the bottom of my description. If you do feel as if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, or my kids some diapers or baby formula, or contribute to their college fund, or anything along those lines, buy me a pack of gum or whatever, I would be eternally humble, even for the smallest of gestures. But the reason for me to put it there is I'm not looking for any type of donation at all. This is me doing something free for the community, because I really believe in the community, and it's the way I feel I can help the community with this skill set that I have. If I had other skill sets that I feel like this community could benefit from, I would make them free. But I feel like this is the largest skill set that I have that really helps the community out. So again, this is not me asking for anything. Nobody has to give me anything, and I'm not asking for it. But there have been a lot of people that have asked me for an address or addresses, and so I'm making that available. Okay, that's really about it. I really don't expect anything at all, and like I said, I would be eternally grateful for even the smallest of gestures. So I'm gonna leave that there again, and really probably won't ever speak about that again, because it just makes me uncomfortable. Anyway, let's get right into it. What do we got going on here? Let's zoom out, because we've been zooming in quite a bit. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Where are we? Okay, this is where we are in the world. I don't know if this happens with you guys, but my trading view sometimes gives me this white border. I think it's really cool. I like it a lot. I don't know. But then sometimes when I refresh the page, it turns black again. Let's see if it does that. Hold up a sec. Let's see. Let's reload. No, kept it white. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, this is where we're at. We're all the way over here. Now, we've been we've been talking about what is this large major move here down here. Okay? And we've been speaking about this as a WXY or a WXYXZ or an ABC. And we've spoken about it in various different fashions. It all leads to the same conclusion. Okay? It all leads to the same exact thing. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And as far as I'm concerned, what it leads down to is basically this whole thing ending somewhere, I'm thinking somewhere right around this 4,900 level. And I actually do believe if it were to end, it would end lower than that. Because I feel that if we were to break below, let's say this level right here, this low of about 5,900 and change, that we're just not going to stop, right here. at this 4,800 level. I feel like we would fall further. So now, what am I toiling over? I'm toiling over what exactly is happening here, and I did leave this out for quite some time. What I'm actually thinking about now. I'm thinking that I'd like to count this whole thing as 5 legs coming down. Okay, in a similar fashion as you can count this right here. Okay. And yes, there is another way to count it as a WXYXZ. I get it. And I've been counting it like that for some time. And I've also counted it like this before as well, as this large ABC coming down. Many times before in the past, probably for the past, like, I feel like 2 months or something like that. I've been doing it. Maybe like a month and a half. So you can go back in my videos and you can see it. So now the question becomes is, what is all of this? Okay, what is all of this? Let's say, for example, this is, right here, this is a 1, a 2, and this is a large 3. And this is all a 4 wave. And then we're waiting for a 5th wave to come down. Okay, which this makes this right here nothing more than an A, a B, and a C. The same way we've been counting it for a while now, right? Actually, a long time. And now I just adjusted, I changed the sizes of the letters because just make it a bit easier to read. And this would be an A, a B, and a C. And yeah, not the prettiest one I've ever seen, but this is not a beauty contest, right? Elliott wave theory is not a beauty contest, although sometimes it can give you a little information. If something doesn't look so nice, maybe then it's not so correct. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this channel right here. Not that the fact that I don't believe in it. It's just that it's hurting my eyes right now. Yeah, I know. Even my eyes are being hurt. So now with this A, this B, and the C, in the event that the market was super bullish, I think we would have had the C come up even more. Right? So I'm trying to read some sentiment in this. Right? So let's say this is really an ABC. So then I'd imagine this would run up a bit more, but it didn't happen, right? So it didn't happen. So maybe the market isn't as bullish as we may be feeling. Maybe it has more bearish sentiment to it. So basically, this top and this top here is what is making the top of this triangle right here, right? So what I would be looking for is basically another 5 waves down, right? Another 5 waves down to make the fifth leg of this, right? So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? So we would basically be looking for 5 waves coming down, which would be the 5 waves of the 5th leg. Now, that's all great, but there's also the bullish. Now you may have been asking yourself over these past few videos, why is this maniac getting bullish? Right? Why has he been getting bullish? He's always been so bearish. Maybe we should call the hospital and make sure that he doesn't have a fever. He's been coughing like crazy for 3 weeks. Maybe it's going to his brain. Well, this is the reason why. Maybe the 5th wave has ended. Maybe it's a truncated 5th. Similar to the same way we've had a truncated 5th up here. Maybe we had a truncated 5th right here. And this whole structure is over. If this whole structure is over, then what are we looking at? This possibly may be 1, 2, and then we would be looking for a 3 coming up, a 4, and a 5. We're going to know soon. We're going to know soon which one is right, okay? And that's also another reason why I hold these things out, because, if we're like back here, right, and I'm telling you I'm thinking these things, you guys are like going to be like, this dude is nuts. And I like to wait until not almost the last minute, but pretty close to it to say, okay, we're at a decision point. If you notice, a lot of my videos say, okay, decision point, right? Or they say, decision time or so, something along those lines, right? And we're at that point right now, right? Because if this is truly a 1, 2, and we have a 3 coming up, right? Well, what can't happen, right? Well, wave failure can't happen, right? So we can't have whatever happens here. It can't fall below, like right here. It can't fall below around the 6,500 level, because it does, then we have wave failure. But if it does, then maybe we really just have the beginning of the 5 waves coming down of that 5th leg. Maybe this is 1, this is 2, and kind of an extended 2, granted, and then we'll have a 3, a 4, and then a 5 coming down to kind of somewhere around the sea level, which I'm just going to move east. Okay, move forward in time. So this is what I've been thinking about and getting a little bit more bullish about, is the count, and a lot of algorithmic type of stuff that I do as well is starting to look a little bit more bullish. But everything as far as Elliott wave theory is concerned, it's also getting a little bit more bullish. Okay, now again, we still have this descending, not descending triangle. We have this this right triangle, okay, this bearish right triangle, still staring us in the face. And if we come back down and kind of touch this thing, yeah, I'm gonna get nervous, right? I'm definitely gonna get nervous. I'd be looking to do a short. I'd be looking to short the market. Okay. At the same time, though, look where we are. Okay, and I'm gonna try to clean this up a little bit for you. I know a lot of you guys watch this on your phones. How, I don't even know, but I don't know. Invest in like a cheap laptop or go to the library or something like that. Save your eyes. Save your eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little channel right here, right, and I'm gonna extend it. All right. Now this may have been a little, little head fake right here, and we got a touch of a head fake right here. Now we're running into a bunch of, now the market's getting jammed. This is on a 1 hour basis, right? We have the top of this wedge, right? Let me zoom out so I can show you guys where this wedge came from, right? The top right here. We have the top of this wedge right here, and we also have the 55 EMA, and the 200 moving average, all converging at the same time, right? It figures all converging at the same time. So the market has to do something, and it's got to do something soon. Okay. Remember, we had that decision point right here. Remember, this is earlier today. We made a video earlier, and I was talking about that kind of that sidewalk analogy where you keep on hitting it with a jackhammer. Eventually, you're going to go ahead and pierce through, and this is where the jackhammer pierced through. Okay, and you can go ahead and even take a look at that on what's it called, on the RSI, right? You can see it pierce through right here. Okay, and you can also see the same thing on balanced volume, right? Pierce through right here with very little warning. Okay, it pierced through with very, very little warning, if any warning at all. And one of the things too that I'm looking at is that the Laguerre RSI has just been going. I mean, it really hasn't been in oversold territory for a long time, so it's got to happen sometime soon. Doesn't mean that we can't continue to run up, and we absolutely can. This thing can continue to go sideways, meaning as far as the Laguerre RSI. But the longer that it does go sideways, eventually it's got to go down, and now may be that time. So we had the market pierce through, right? It took out this 4-hour resistance level, right? It took out this 4-hour resistance level, made it all the way to the top here, right? And then it kind of like hung around this 4-hour resistance level for a few candles. Then the market, as it does very often, it then came back and says, hey, we've got about a 1-hour resistance level man, that would happen way too fast. What in the world were we thinking, right? It's kind of like a little kid does something like a little crazy, and then it like looks back and it's like, oh man, what did I just do? And kind of like smirks at it, right? You see my son doing that a million freaking times. So it's kind of like the market did the same thing in a foolish manner, right? It pierced all the way through here and it says, whoa, what in the world? You know, oh my God, I gotta go back and make sure everybody's okay. Right, and so that's what it did. It went back to the 1 hour resistance level. Okay, made sure the 1 hour resistance level was okay, and then it made it back above the 4 hour resistance level. And we're sitting right on top of that 4 hour resistance level as if it's now support. Remember, resistance becoming support and support become resistance. Happens all the time, right? Hold on one sec before I cough. So, I love water. So, what could happen? Well, we look at our boy Elliott, right? We look at our boy Elliott, and Elliott is giving us a path, those two paths that I mentioned, right? And yes, okay, oh yeah. So people say, well, if you say up and down all the time, well, you're invariably always going to be correct, right? Well, no, not at all, right? So what I try to do, I try to tell you guys times when the market's going to make some sort of move in a direction. And I'll give you, my intuition as far as what I feel like, which direction it may go. But I think where I add value is saying, okay, guys, now something's going to happen. Okay, and I feel that's far more valuable. So, and then you can use the same similar chart patterns I've been talking to you guys about as far as using your support, resistance lines, and all your chart patterns and stuff like that to basically determine when you want to get into a trade if it breaks higher or breaks lower. Okay, and that's really something I can't handhold everybody on, because everybody has completely different risk tolerances. Okay, everybody has completely different risk tolerances. So, so if we break down, below these levels, like I mentioned before, like around the 6,500 level, then I'm thinking that we're going to get those another 5 waves down, like I mentioned before. If we break above, we have to start making higher highs, and it's got to start happening like now, like really soon. The first higher high we got to take out is this one right here, the 7,174. Because really, if we're going to count this as a one wave, well, we got to take this out. Okay. Now, in the event that this is like maybe like wave 1 of 3, it's pretty sad. It's like really sad. So that's why leading me to believe that possibly we may have the bearish scenario on the table. That's the direction that I would be leaning, albeit definitely becoming much more neutral as far as bullish versus bearish than before, for all the reasons that I had mentioned. But this just doesn't look like really a great, motive wave up. I mean, if I wanted to be a motive wave, I don't want to be this motive wave. So, that's really about it for right now. I'm gonna leave it there for right now. I'm hoping we get some sort of clarity about this overnight. But this trend line really is really strong. Okay, really strong. I don't know if we have enough in the market to kind of really pierce above it in any grandiose way. And then also, again, like I said, making this high over here, the 71.50, call it, and 71.60 and change. And then we have to also take this one out here. And this is super difficult one, right? This we need really a lot to get through. So I see a lot of people that are calling for lower lows, and they're really going to come in, open up their checkbook, and really start buying. And people thinking, institutions are really going to start buying in those lower levels. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's difficult to say. I never really look at it in that manner. I just look at the chart patterns, and I trade the chart patterns. I don't really care what anybody else is doing, really ever. And it never had to, basically never will. What I always say to you guys is, you shouldn't either, because it's too much effort, it's too much energy. And let's say, for example, you did get it right. Okay, let's say you did get it right. Then what are you gonna do? Then what? You really can't trade against those guys, right? You gotta trade. You still gotta trade with them, right? And if you trade with them, well, I mean, are you really any better? Are you really any better than them, right? So, like I always say, pick your points, pick your chart patterns, pick your stop losses, pick your risk tolerance, okay, and then go from there. And forget what everybody else is doing out there. Do you? That's the only thing. You can go ahead and look yourself in the mirror and say, you know something, I'm trading my strategy. I'm trading the way I want to trade, okay? And there is an infinite way to trade these markets, all right? So we're just really going to change the 1 hour support level. 1 hour support is going to go from 6,784 to 6,866. 6,866, and so it basically sits right on top of here. The 1 hour resistance. It's basically the same thing. I'm just gonna leave this up here for right now. Basically the same thing. All right, guys. So hopefully we'll wake up in the morning and something will be different. With that said, have a great night, and speak to you soon.